Hello everyone, this is Joe Meloche, Superintendent of the Cherry Hill Public Schools. Welcome to the May 2019 edition of Online Lunch with the Superintendent. I'm very excited today because I get to welcome back one of my good friends, Mrs. Brenda Jorett. She is here to talk about the Sustainable South Jersey Earth Festival, which will take place this Saturday, May the 4th. It's the 10th anniversary, and Brenda is the producer again this year of the Earth Festival. So Brenda's here with us. We're going to take some time just to talk about what it means for this Earth Festival, where it's going to take place, what type of activities. I'm just going to turn it over to Brenda. We also I have out here on the table, because it is online lunch, a little bit of fruit. You know, that's one of the favorite parts of my lunch right now. I have an orange, a couple of oranges, a pear. I've been really into pears since this winter, and bananas, which are a normal staple in my diet. So Brenda, let's talk about the Earth Festival this Saturday, May the 4th.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
And we can't do it without our friends throughout the school district. And it's a months-long operation to plan this event. It's taking place Saturday, May 4th at Historic Croft Farm here in Cherry Hill. And if you haven't been there, it is beautiful.
Yes.
The lawn is beautiful right now. They mowed it, the tents are going up, and everything will be just beautiful. We're going to have more than 75 displays.
Wow.
And food for purchase, healthy options, vegan, vegetarian,
Right.
and your usual hot dog and kettle corn. Got to throw those in as well. We even have, for those 21 plus, we have some flying fish, which is a local operation, absolutely. And it's a great thing. And this year we changed our brand. We used to be Sustainable Cherry Hill.
Right.
Now we're Sustainable South Jersey, covering all of South Jersey. I'll explain the glove in a moment. And our hashtag for the event is hashtag SSJ Earth Fest, and you can tweet, post, etc. if you come with your friends and family and your neighbors as well. And just a reminder, there we are, Earth Fest, May 4th, and you can start your day with a wonderful, healthy bike ride. And that goes through the Barclay Farm neighborhood, and we have our enthusiasts who do it, and just families. You have to wear a helmet and sign up and all of that.
Brenda, does it start at Croft Farm?
It starts sort of where the parking lot is, the
Yes.
Croft Farm parking lot, and where that Challenge Grove facility is, right there. They'll be set up, you can't miss it.
Okay.
And then, after you're done, leave your bike. We have valet parking, which is awesome.
Valet bike parking
you
again
can
this
just
year.
put your bike there, and they'll watch it all day for you. We have a team there, and it's supported by the courier. And you can also get your bike checked out from Earlton Bike Shop, which is awesome.
Nice.
And we can't do this without our wonderful, generous sponsors. And that's an important thing to talk about, because this Earth Festival is a fundraiser for Sustainable South Jersey. And we have Lord's Care and Hutchinson, our presenting sponsors, and then all of our other sponsors. They contribute, and then what do we do with that money? Well, we present grants. And sort of an unofficial grant that happened, unfortunately, because of the vandalism at Beck Middle School's student garden. We made a donation to them, along with one of our longtime Earth Festival sponsors, Rosenblatt Roofing, and we were glad to help them shore up their garden, buy some new equipment and some plants and whatnot. So we're glad to do that. And we have this grant program that's on our website, sustainablesouthjersey.org, and you can find out about the grant program. And it's for anybody, individuals, groups,
Doesn't just have to be schools, right?
Nope, it can be anyone. And we did $17,000 in grants just in the past month or so.
No kidding.
Which was awesome.
That's great.
Now, let's go through what you're going to find at the Earth Festival. First of all,
let me just remind folks, as you're watching, and as Brenda and I are going through and talking about this, if you're watching us live on Thursday, May the 2nd, you can submit questions, because also in the room with us today is Barbara Wilson, our Public Information Officer, who is monitoring the chat space and YouTube, and Joe DiCarlo from the Technology Department, who is filming, recording, and doing all the technical stuff that's there. So if you have questions for me or questions for Brenda, specifically about the Earth Festival or about Sustainable South Jersey, please submit them. Mrs. Wilson will share that information. Sorry,
excellent.
Brenda.
That's all right. Hashtag reduce plastic. This is our second year of using this hashtag. The reason why, as many of us know, with climate change and the waste problem globally, it starts in our communities. It starts in our own homes and businesses. If we can reduce the amount of plastic that we use every day, we're going to help the world in the long term. And we need to do something over the next 10 years. Right. It's a very critical issue. So we're urging people throughout this festival season to reduce the plastic in their lives. Now, how are we doing that at the festival?
Yes.
Well, please don't bring plastic water bottles. So we have our water bottles, and Cherry Hill West is putting up a water filtration system. You can get your water bottle refilled from Cherry Hill West, which is awesome. And when you also come in, see this? These are the hard plastics. This is a lid from a milk container. It's a hard plastic. It is not recyclable, even though it's on a number 1 container, which is recyclable. You have to take those off. So I collected them throughout the months, and I had, unfortunately, 2 huge containers of them, and I gave them to our art person at the Earth Festival, and we're going to do plastic monster creature arts and crafts. And so you can bring these to the festival as well, and this is another example. This is sort of a lid from a salad thingy.
And not recyclable.
Not recyclable. Also this lid from sort of a cottage cheese or sour cream container. What are the cans for? Well, the Cherry Hill Food Pantry will be there. So you can bring donations for the Cherry Hill Food Pantry, which is awesome.
Non-perishable items.
Non-perishable items, and they will gladly accept that. And my least favorite thing, next to the plastic water bottle and drink bottles, are these plastic shopping bags. Yes, many people are using only their own shopping bags, reusable, upcycled, whatever, and that's awesome. If you do have these laying around, bring them to the festival, because the Cherry Hill Food Pantry can use them for their clients. At least they'll be upcycled in that way. Also being collected, these are just household batteries. The small gauge batteries are being accepted. Mom's Organic Market is taking them. Rechargeable small batteries are being accepted by the township. They'll take those. Also, I didn't bring any of my old smelly shoes, but gently
very much appreciated.
Yeah, you're welcome. Gently used shoes. Souls for Souls will be at our event, and they will take them, and they'll get to the folks who need them. Also, gently used books. The Cherry Hill Library will take those. And what is a hanger doing here? No more wire hangers. Remember that from the movie?
Yes, Mommy Dears.
Yes, Mommy Dears. So wire hangers are going back to a local dry cleaner.
Oh, good.
Which is awesome. Just don't bring any of that dry cleaning plastic. We don't need that. All right. So those are the things.
That's great.
Most of the things.
So there's a lot that folks can bring with them.
That's our recycle, upcycle, depot drop-off.
You have a main spot on site that
right
as
you're coming into the main festival grounds at Croft Farm.
Perfect.
And that's being supported by the Cherry Hill DPW, Department of Public Works, which is awesome. Now, this is why I have the glove on. Perennial plant swap. What is that? All of your beautiful hostas and things in your garden have popped up in the past. So about an hour and a half ago, I went out into my garden and hacked off some hostas. Keep the roots. I'll show you the roots. There's the roots. I won't make a mess. Just hack it off. It doesn't matter. These are very hardy.
Nice.
So you can just hack them off, and then just wrap them up in some paper and mark on what it is, hosta, and stick it in some sort of container or your plastic bag that you're going to leave behind and whatever. And then at our perennial plant swap, being supported by the Center for Environmental Transformation in Camden, there'll be a table, and they will collect all these, and you can just come and switch it out for something that you do want.
That's great.
Or just leave the ones as your donation.
You don't necessarily have to take, right?
And they're also going to have some plants for sale and whatnot, so it's a beautiful thing. Also, in the same tent area, that's on the front lawn in front of the main entertainment stage, Camden County Master Gardeners will be there to offer you advice. They're going to help you learn about composting, which is a wonderful thing to learn. And then, of course, we have all of our wonderful school displays. I'm always surprised by how invigorating, thought-provoking, creative all the schools are when they put these things together.
And Brenda, this year, Stockton Elementary School, they have, where the kids, they created musical instruments with recyclable materials, and they're performing, I believe, right?
They're performing about 10:30. Yes, I am so excited about that. Barb Wilson told us about that months ago, and I said, oh, we have to get them on the schedule. So we have their Upcycle Orchestra.
Upcycle Orchestra.
That's what I'm calling them. I don't know if that's what their name is.
That'll stick.
Yeah, and this is sort of their public debut, I guess, and we're glad to have them. It'll be awesome. It'll be 10-15 minute performance,
Nice.
and it'll be great to see them.
And Brenda, stage performances all morning?
All
do you guys
day.
All day.
Rosa-
Starts around...
Rosa groups kick it off. They start warming up about 9:30.
Okay.
About 9:45, we have our opening ceremony with
Yes.
all of our local officials taking part. I hope you'll be on
I
stage with us.
absolutely will.
Absolutely great. And we'll do a little welcome. We try to keep things moving. We'll also talk about our $17,000 in grants.
Yeah, that's
because
fantastic.
Thank you.
That number really, I don't
Yeah.
know what I expected, but that's fantastic.
Well, we've been raising money through sponsorships
Yes.
for years, and we have a nice little chest of money, and
Good.
we are starting to give
Good.
away. So then the ceremony continues for 10-15 minutes,
Okay.
and then we just continue with the entertainment on the main stage
Yes.
all day.
Right, and it just rotates through, right?
And
People
we
can
just
walk around.
enjoy things. We have the moon bounce for the kiddos,
Right.
and the food area in front of Croft Farmhouse, and so many different displays. It'll be exciting.
It's
An
very
exciting
exciting.
day.
Brenda, one of the questions, because at times we have questions that come in before we actually start the online lunch. Somebody asked, and since you're here, they want to know, what is the rain date for the Earth Festival?
I don't talk about the R word. We are an all-weather event.
Yes.
And the forecast changes all the time, and we just smile, put on the appropriate gear, and just go through the day.
Good.
And I believe, and I'm positive that it's going to be a swell day.
I'm with you. And
Yeah.
listen, the weather changes during the course of the day too,
Yeah,
right?
it's-
In the last
it's all
couple of
good.
weeks, we've had drizzle, we've had sunshine. We come out. It's part of the natural environment around us, right?
There we are. There we are. It's a beautiful place. If you've never been to Croft Farm, again, it's 3 acres. We spread everybody out, and you can really enjoy the day. Wear
Right.
appropriate footwear because
Yes.
it is
It's up and
uneven
down.
park ground,
Mhm.
Croft Farm. And again, it's great if folks bring their bikes, ride. Parking can be a little bit crazy,
Yes.
and we have parking folks who try to manage that.
Yes.
And then if you ride your bike, leave it right there. It's right at the
Valet
main
parking,
entrance.
right.
Valet parking
For your bike. For your
Yep.
bike. Not for your car.
No,
Valet
for your
parking.
car. And
And Brenda, for folks who may not know, so Croft Farm sits at the intersection of Brace Road and Morton's Mill.
Morton's Mill Road.
Near the Barclay neighborhood.
near the Barclay neighborhood and across from Challenge Grove, where
from Challenge
many
Grove Park.
children enjoyed playing and having fun as they grew up. And Croft Farm's a beautiful place. They have natural trails.
Yes.
We'll also have the Cherry Hill Environmental Board there explaining all of the wonderful things about the trails there
Sure.
and elsewhere throughout Cherry Hill.
Great. And some great people. They've done incredible work over the last 8 or 9 years on rejuvenating the trails and building
Yes.
new trails. And there's trails right there that branch off both from Brace Road and from Croft Farm. You know, some that go through a little farm type area and some that go down by the river.
Yeah.
So there's lots to be seen.
The township has done a great job with preserving open space and
Yes.
making sure our natural environment is as natural and preserved as it can be in an area which is the suburbs. We have buildings and homes and apartments and things that pop up, and this is just a wonderful oasis.
Yes.
Croft Farm is one, Barclay Farmstead's the other, and
Yes.
they're just beautiful places.
Great. Excellent. Brenda, anything else that you would like to share as we finish this part up? We want to remind folks, if you want to look for additional information, sustainablesouthjersey.org. Again, Sustainable Cherry Hill grew into Sustainable South Jersey, more reflective of the mission and the work and the folks that are involved.
Yes.
So sustainablesouthjersey.org. The Earth Festival is this Saturday, May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. We can all get together and celebrate over at Croft Farm. And you want to start arriving. Festivities will begin sometime around 9:30 with the big kickoff at 9:45.
Yes.
If you're riding your bike, and I encourage you to ride your bike. I know the mayor every year has been out on the bike ride.
I don't think he is this year,
Oh,
but
he's
that's
not this
okay.
year.
He'll be there in
That's
spirit.
okay. But to be up there to see the opening of the ceremonies, and then you see the kids from schools and from the neighborhoods and from the community will be performing as well.
It's a wonderful day, and we're so glad to work with the school district on this, and it gets better every year.
It does. Well, it's a thrill for us. You know, and there are tents that are set up. All 19 of our schools have been preparing displays that will be up there. Everything from, as Brenda talked about, High School West, who has built a solar paneled water filtration system that will be there live and operational, all the way to Barclay, where the kids at Barclay have done displays. And
And
as we
fill your
talked
bottle.
about, yes, fill your bottle at the
Yeah.
station. Stockton Elementary School will be playing with their upcycle orchestra. I like that, Brenda. I think that might stick.
That'll be great.
They'll be on stage to perform as well. I will be over there, so we look forward to seeing folks at Croft Farm this Saturday, May the 4th.
And
Brenda?
Cougar and Wesley will be there too.
That's right. Crimson the Cougar from High School East and Wesley the Lion from High School West. They'll be making an appearance, and they'll be there kind of throughout the day, right? Later in the morning?
Noonish.
About 10 to noon?
10 to noonish.
10 to noon or
Yeah.
so? So lots of pictures with Wesley and Crimson. I'm always happy to get my picture taken if you'd like me to be involved as
Oh,
well.
and I have lots of those old pictures too.
That's right.
Yeah. He loves it.
Yes. Well, Brenda, thank you for coming. It's a
Thank
pleasure
you.
to see you.
Hope to see all of you on Saturday. Thanks.
Very good. So, folks, a couple of other things I would like to talk about since I have you all together and you're in the comfort of your office or your home having your lunch. Just to talk about some of the things that are going on in Cherry Hill. Again, if you have any questions or if you have things that you would like to submit, you can do it either directly by emailing public information or in the chat section on our YouTube site. If you are watching this live, if you're watching a recorded version, no need to submit any questions. We won't be monitoring it at that point. I would like to thank the students from Barton Elementary School. You can see over my shoulder, or over my shoulders, the artwork that is here in the office has been produced by the elementary students from Barton Elementary School. Thank you to Mr. Sweeney, the principal, to the art teacher, and to all of the kids who have shared their talent and their work with us. So a couple of other questions that came through earlier. One is, what is being done to better communicate with families for whom English is not their first language? So one of the beautiful parts about Cherry Hill is we're becoming ever more diverse. In fact, we know that at this point through the registration office, there are more than 72 languages spoken by our children in their homes right now. More than 72. I encourage you to sit down, see how many languages you can list on a piece of paper. I can't even start to approach 72, and I've looked at the list many, many times. So what are we doing to help communicate with these families? We have translation services that are available. Our website is able to be translated. If you go up in the upper right-hand corner, there are different languages that can be used. Our Cultural Proficiency, Equity, and Character Education Committee that has met throughout the last number of years. They have a 5-year plan that we've been working on. One of the things that has come out of their work is we just recently sent out a survey to all of the staff members in the district to find out what other languages they speak at home. Over at Johnson Elementary School in the last few years, Mr. Peltzman, the principal, and the staff have gotten up at the beginning of the year, and for folks that speak languages other than English, they have welcomed the children in their native language. Ultimately, we'll be hanging signs so that people know if they speak a specific language, if English is not their primary language, that there's somebody on staff that can support them. And again, if there are folks that speak other languages, there are translation services that we use to come in. Another question, when will the public hear from the Adhoc Committee that has been meeting about the bond? Back in December, we put a bond referendum out that went down in the vote. The Board of Education, in their thoughts and in their process, impaneled an ad hoc committee, 25, 28 people or so. It's made up of board members, community members, staff members, parents, people that don't have children in our district. They've had a few meetings already. The next meeting that they have is on Tuesday, May the 7th. I expect that there will be a presentation by members of the ad hoc committee sometime by early June, and that'll come out as a full presentation to the full board. So we're looking forward to the results. I know there has been spirited discussion. I'm incredibly grateful for the folks that have stepped forward, willing to give of themselves and of their time to engage in these discussions, for the betterment of our school district. Another question, why are our high school graduation ceremonies held at the Liacouras Center instead of at the high school stadium? June 20th, 2019 are the high school graduations, and they will take place at the Liacouras Center, which is on the campus of Temple University in Philadelphia. This will be the 13th consecutive year that the graduation ceremonies have taken place at the Liacouras. Graduations in Cherry Hill, high school graduations moved off campus in the early 2000s, and the primary reason was because of weather and inclement weather and the way that it impacted the ceremonies. As we have looked at it through the years, in order to set up graduation sites, when we did it in district, we would set up the stadium over at High School West, we would set up the gym over at High School West, and we would set up the gym over at High School East. So there's expenses that are incurred with that, both with equipment, with materials, as well as man hours. When they initially went off campus, High School East went off campus and went to what was then, I believe, the Tweeter Center in Camden, or BB&T now. They did that for a few years. West joined and did that for a few years, and then the center would no longer commit to a date because they could, honestly make more money by bringing a concert in. So there was a committee that met across the district during the 2005-2006 academic year. They researched venues and visited venues, every place from Philadelphia to Trenton down to Atlantic City. The best venue that they came up with was the Leah Chorus Center. It seats more than 10,000 people. It is climate controlled. It's handicap accessible. In fact, there's a parking garage that's directly attached to the Leah Chorus Center. As the users on this end, as the staff and the students who go in and are engaged in the ceremony, it's an absolutely beautiful experience because families can be there, grandparents can be there. You don't have to worry about the threat of rain or thunder or going from 8 people being outside, to visit a ceremony and then going down to 2 people. We truly want the graduation, the commencement ceremonies to be a celebration of the culmination of our children's experiences in our school district. So that's the core of the reason why graduation ceremonies are held at the Leah Chorus Center. Some other things I'd like to announce this Saturday during the course of the day. We know that it's the Earth Festival, and I'm grateful to Brenda for spending some time with us. There are also athletic competitions going on between High School East and High School West at High School East throughout the course of the afternoon. There's a middle school track meet at High School East between Beck, Carusi, and Rosa on the morning of May the 4th, and then throughout the afternoon there is baseball, softball, volleyball, tennis, and lacrosse, both boys and girls, competitions that will take place over at High School East. So I encourage you, if you get the opportunity after you visit the Earth Festival, to head over to High School East and to see our student athletes competing. I encourage you to take a look at our website, both the district website as well as our school websites. This is a great time of year to take the opportunity to get out to see the spring concerts, the vocal concerts, the instrumental concerts, the senior solo concerts at the high school, as well as the art shows that will take place at both High School East and High School West later this month. So I encourage you to get out to see those and to mark your calendars. As I said, high school graduation is on Thursday, June the 20th. The middle school graduation ceremonies are on Wednesday, June the 19th. And for the elementary schools that hold 5th grade ceremonies, they will be on Tuesday, June the 18th. We are into our 3rd year of a new tradition here in Cherry Hill, where the elementary schools clap out the seniors in high school. That will also take place on Tuesday, June the 18th. And specific times will soon come out for the schools and for the kids. So we had a board meeting the other night. It was exciting for me to get a chance to be back with the board. As many of you know, I was out for a number of weeks following some surgery in January. Very appreciative of the Cherry Hill community for their support, for their kind wishes and kind thoughts, but it's great to be back and engaged in a regular routine. Very excited to talk a little bit about next Tuesday, May the 7th. The school district will be welcoming Commissioner Repollet. Lamont Repollet, Dr. Repollet is the Commissioner of Education for New Jersey. One of the things that we've had challenge with in Cherry Hill is the lack of fair funding that we have received from the state. We have been woefully and inadequately funded by the state for more than a decade. And honestly, if you go back and look at the information, it goes back almost 30 years for the inadequate and inefficient funding that we have received. We've continued to receive additional funding every year for the past 3 years. We have been very intensely engaged with our legislators, Senator Jim Beach, Assemblywoman Pam Lampett, and Assemblyman Lou Greenwald. We've also had Senate President Sweeney join us, and we've met over the course of these years. Last year in May, through the work of the Fair Funding Committee and some of the community advocates, Senator Beach set up a meeting for us with Commissioner Repollet in Trenton, and this year Commissioner Repollet and his team will be visiting our district on Tuesday, May the 7th. We'll be visiting a number of the schools to talk about the importance of the funding that we need to receive from the state because of the state of our facilities and work that must be done. We'll finish up our visit with a discussion back here at Malberg. We have members of Zone PTA, members of our Fair Funding community and committee who will be engaged as well. So I'm very excited. Look for additional information we'll be sharing after the commissioner's visit about what takes place. Mrs. Wilson, have we got no other questions coming in? Good. So let me tell you a little bit about some books and where I currently am and a little bit of reading. I have both some books that I've recently finished and some ones that I'm just starting. So this one, Presence. Bringing Your Boldest Self to Your Biggest Challenges by Amy Cuddy. Dr. Rickensrud from Thomas Paine sent this over to me. So I am just starting this book. I'm looking forward to it. This is a book that I recently read when I was out, All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. It's a winner of the Pulitzer Prize. This will actually be introduced as a new book for the district at the C&I meeting on Monday night. I've had great discussion with Ms. Katsikis, who many of you met, who's our language arts supervisor. All the Light We Cannot See. I have a couple of new books that just arrived that we will be looking at administratively and having discussion with. The New School Rules, 6 Vital Practices for Thriving and Responsive Schools. Engage the Brain, How to Design for Learning That Taps into the Power of Emotion, Allison Posey. We've done a lot of work with brain-based research in the district over the course of the last couple of years. In fact, last summer we had the administrative team engage with folks at the Franklin Institute as we looked at neurology and we looked at brain-based research and the impact of brains and the development of the children's brains as they go through our district. This is a book that we have just started to retouch on, Raising the Bar and Closing the Achievement Gap, Whatever It Takes. A great piece. This came out a number of years ago that we had used in the district, and we are revisiting it now. Another fun one that I read during the course of the time that I was out, Encyclopedia Blazer Tanica. If any of you follow the English Premier League, the Men in Blazers is a little show that goes through and talks about English Premier League soccer. So Encyclopedia Blazer Tanica. If you like football, European football or soccer, I recommend it. It's a lot of fun. And then one last one that I wanted to share. This is School Administrator Magazine that comes out. This is from one of the professional associations that I belong to. I just want to highlight a piece that was in here. Is an article that highlights the work that we've done here in Cherry Hill. And it's the deliberate step of arming our campus police. So I had the opportunity to write a little vignette or a little piece of the feature article about the work that we did in Cherry Hill, looking at safety and security in our school district and taking our campus police force from 4 members who were unarmed a year ago to 9 members who are armed beginning in September, as well as an armed director of security in Mr. Saporito. I'm absolutely thrilled with the men who currently make up our campus police force, the work that they do, and the part of the community that they are. Safety and security will always be a primary focus and the primary focus of what we do. The most important part of our safety and security plans are always the human beings who are engaged and who are in our buildings on a daily basis. I really appreciate y'all taking the time to spend a little lunch with me. I'm going to enjoy my fruit. I do have my yogurt and almonds. No need to worry. It's over in the fridge, and I'll be getting that out shortly as well. Look forward to seeing you at the events. Please, if you attend the Earth Day Festival this Saturday or the athletic events at High School East on Saturday, please come up and say hello. Looking forward to seeing everyone. Take care.